We have a trip to Oxford City awaits this weekend. How are preparations going for this one?
Yeah, good. Listen, we've had a good week's training. Obviously, disappointment from last week, but we work a certain way, and the lads have all been upbeat and trained really well this week, and obviously hurting, but that's to be expected. And what we do, look forward now and try and put a good performance in.
Yeah, and we'll be going on to a 3G pitch for the third and final time this season. Do you feel like that brings a different dimension that you need to plan ahead for?
A little bit. We've trained on it today, so just to get ourselves ready for it. And they come in different types, so it's hard to replicate it. And sometimes when it's raining, that helps, etc., for the speed of the ball. But yeah, it changed a little bit, but it's something that you've got to adapt to.
Looking back, I mean, you probably have access to all the stats, which probably tell you a lot more than just the result. Obviously, the main stat being results that mean more. But do you feel like those sort of fine margins they can swing in your favour?
No, absolutely, and we're just coming out the wrong side of moments in games that we need to turn. Listen, we all know the results aren't what we want, but as I say, there's a lot of good stuff getting within the game that we've got to focus on, and it's easy just to look at the result, but we've got to keep doing the right things that we believe in. And if we keep doing that and keep working properly, keep doing the basics right, and the hard work that comes with this team that have done all season, the honesty that they do in every game they go into, then that changes. And the harder you work, the luckier you get sometimes, and we've got to keep doing that and keep working towards everything we believe in.
Yeah, there's 16 games remaining. That's no time really to start hitting panic buttons. Of course, you do have to sort of stick together and show a bit of character.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's throughout the club. And people are going to be disappointed and frustrated, but we've got to remain consistent in the work we do, and not get too high or too low depending on results. And I think for the players to see that as well, and we've shown them a lot this week on how well they've done stuff. Always want to improve, because that's part of being a professional footballer, and us in the environment we're in, that we want to find ways to improve, and we'll keep doing that. But it's working to our maximum every week and doing things right all the time, and eventually that'll change in terms of results.
Yeah, and as I said, it's Oxford on Saturday who are coming off the back of a 7-1 defeat last weekend. They just probably like ourselves will be looking for a reaction.
Yeah, absolutely, and I saw the game, and I have to say how Ross held himself after the game with his interview was very, very good, and a difficult moment, obviously, that they had a lot of players out with injuries, etc. So difficult for them, and some of the goals that went in were going in the top corner and stuff. So they'll be looking to put that behind them. We're obviously going there to hopefully go and get a win, which is the main thing. And despite the position other teams are in, we can't focus on that. We've got to focus on ourselves and perform to the levels that we think we can.
Yeah, and of course as well backed on by another huge away following from our supporters who have been fantastic, and it'll be feel a little bit more like a home game with the number of them maybe sort of outnumbering the Oxford fans as well. They've been their support will be needed.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable this year, and the numbers we've travelled to, and it's not. There's been a number of games this year where it's felt like home games because we've outnumbered the home fans. So grateful to have them with us, and we need them now. We more than ever, and as I say, we always want to give them something back as well. And I think there's been a togetherness throughout the club, with what's gone on this year, and it's important we don't lose that.
Yeah, and just finally a touch on Ollie Coke. I know Harry Taylor's out as well, but Ollie's been out for a little bit longer than him. So how's he progressing? Yeah,
he had a little setback at the start of the week, or back end of last week, but he's been back out doing work again with the physio and this week, or the last couple of days. So monitoring him. We'll see how he is come the weekend. It might come just too soon for him, but we'll keep an eye on that.
Excellent, thank you.
As frustrating as the results have been, is it the fact that it has been those fine margins giving confidence that just one thing goes your way and you get the 3 points? Yeah,
no, absolutely. And I think the hardest thing now is to keep that confidence there, because it can drain. Results do, obviously, and we've performed well in games, and even though people will overlook that and say you've got to win and not been good enough, we get performances are there. There's moments in games that we've got to get right. We know that, and you know, like early in the season when things might go your way, you know, everyone goes through a bit of a dip in form or results not going your way. What you've got to do is stick together, you know, as a team and as a group and as a club, and you know that you'll come out the other side if you keep doing the basics right and keep working as hard as we can do.
Moments in games, talking of that, we've just been talking to Adam Crowther about that opportunity he had at the weekend. How much of that with the squad can you sort of do in training, that decision making, the confidence to make sure those opportunities hopefully will go in?
Yeah, that's probably the hardest bit in coaching and that, because you can get them to a certain stage and you know that last bit is where the magic happens if you want, and we need them to fall the right side. And you know, Adam, some days if you really things are going your way, you might miss it and it goes in. But it hasn't been falling for us like that in a minute. But you know, we've got to still be brave to get in the areas that we need to and be real positive in them moments, and you know, not think the worst. But you know, someone's going to take the opportunities that come their way. But we've got to keep doing the things that we think are right and sticking together and working hard, as I say.
And Oxford City will want a reaction, as we've just been talking about. You'll want a reaction. Is it a kind of, you have to be a bit careful when you play a team when they come off the back of that kind of defeat, because they'll be out to go all guns blazing? No,
absolutely, and we respect every opponent that we come against, and you know, in this league it shows you anyone can be anyone. Chesterfield are doing what they're doing, but everyone has a blip and everyone has disappointing results. You know, and going away from home makes it difficult. But not one that we fear, you know, not one that we're afraid to go and try and play how we want to play and you know, impart our game on them. But with the absolute respect that, you know, they will be smarting and hurting and want a response, absolutely.
And you will want to move away as quickly as possible from near that bottom four in the table. Are you trying to discard that at the moment, the position, because you have got so many games to play? You've got those couple of games in hand as well. Yeah,
not completely disregard it, because I don't think you can do, but you know that, you know, we've got games there in hand on teams, but focusing on the next game and not looking any further ahead than trying to get a result Saturday. That's the most important thing, and you know, if you can do that and stay focused on what you've got to do, that's the main thing.
And Callum Powell's been back out running. How's he doing?
No, good. You know, Powell, he's one of them that if he's told to go in the gym twice a day, he'll go 3. So it's not an accident that he's almost ahead of schedule. He had an appointment yesterday that gave him good news to kick on and do some more work now. He's still got quite a lot to do, but real positive and no surprise that he's ahead of schedule for how he is and how he works.
Thank you.
How's Harry Taylor progressing?
Good. He's had a scan because he had a lot of bruising and stuff around his hamstring, so we're waiting on results of that to tell us, you know, how long that'll be.